Alright, so this is just some sample live stream footage. We got a new router, and I'm actually able to stream. And it doesn't look too bad right now. It's not breaking up or anything. It's not stuttering. It looks like it's kind of laggy a little bit. It's definitely lagging. Well, that's crazy. It's now I got it on my computer screen up there and it's not lagging. Well, now it's lagging up there and now it's fluent down here. That's crazy. First it was lagging on my iPad and it wasn't lagging up there. Anyway, I don't think I'll be able to judge by that. I'll probably have to watch the footage after I do this to see. But anyway, so as I said, this ain't gonna be, wait a minute, Leonard Arola. Yes, that's what I'm gonna be doing, live streams. Anyway, in the future, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Actually, I'm gonna probably try to do a legitimate one later on this evening, tonight. They just brought me my new router, so I just wanted to do a little test just to see how it was gonna work out, and it seems like it's working okay. In the meantime, I'm not gonna waste this this live stream. I did want to talk about something real quick, and that's something a lot of new e-bike people ask me all the time, is when they want to modify and upgrade their bikes. They always ask how much power can their motors actually handle. Are they able to put a bigger controller on their stock motor that they have, or whatever their existing motor is? And the answer is yes. Now, I try to tell people that when you see a motor wattage rating, either on a bike or when you're buying a motor off Amazon or wherever, Alibaba, normally they have that wattage rating based on the controller that is being paired with. Like Amazon, if you look up a QS273 on Amazon, they have one that says 8,000 watts, one that says 12,000 watts. Now I'm going to tell you something else before I go into that. When I initially started building my bike, and I was making some little comments in the DIY groups, all the wannabe eggheads came and told me when I said I was going to run 20-30,000 watts, oh, you can't put 20-30,000 watts in that motor. It's rated for 8,000 watts. You're gonna burn it up. Yeah. Man, them guys don't know what the fuck they talking about, really. Like I said, QS273 on Amazon, I don't know if they sell it by itself. I'm pretty sure they do, but I know they have some packages where it's sold with a 72150, and they call that package an 8,000 watt kit. And then I think they sell another one that they call a 12 kilowatt kit, and that's sold with a Saviton 72200. Now, the motor that I have on my bike is from the package with the 72150, which is the 8 kilowatt kit. So like I'm telling you, both kits, exact same motor. Nothing different at all but the controller. Now, I guess if they were selling it with a BAC 8000, they say it was a 32.5 kilowatt kit or motor, because that's what it is right now. I'm running the exact same motor. No, well, I've got some stuff done to it, but not anything that alters it so it can handle more power at the moment. Now, the only thing I'm going to do in the future so it can handle some more power is upgrade the phase wise. Now, same thing like when I first started off with Frank. On my first e-bike Frank, I had an off-brand Chinese direct drive. Wasn't a QS motor, it was one of those cheap Chinese ones. I think they label it as a 3,000 watt motor. Nah, actually, it was a 1,500 watt motor. At least that's what they labeled it as. And at that time, I remember now, they sold a 1,500 watt one and a 3,000 watt one. Now, those two motors were priced differently. One was like $120, the other one was $179. The only differences in both of those motors, and back then, not knowing what I know now, I bought both of them. The only difference in both of those motors was the phase wise. The 1,500 watt motor had little, real skinny, maybe like some 18 gauge phase wise, and the 3,000 watt one maybe had some 10 or 12 gauge phase wise. Magnets, the exact same size. The wire that was wrapped on the coils, the exact same size. Stator, everything, no difference at all except the phase wise. And obviously the phase wise is going to contribute to the amount of current flow that can reach the motor. So you can't run 5,000 watts through some skinny ass 18, 20 gauge wires and think they're not going to overheat and be very inefficient like that. But anyway, like I said, I had the 1,500 watt one on Frank, and I upgraded my own phase wires back then. I bought some 10 gauge wire from Home Depot. Back then I bought some AC wire that had 3 wires in it, so I could use them as phase wires, and they were 10 gauge wires. Nothing specific at all, you know, on that wire. And it worked. You know, I was able to run, I think in the end, I had Frank on 72 volts with that controller that I always recommend, that cheap controller, when I recommend that little package, that Hyundai controller that's 45 amp RMS, and yeah, 45 amps RMS, and that little controller can handle 96 volts. But anyway, like I said, they base those motors on the controllers that they're paired with, not the actual motor. And honestly, when you want to determine how much power a motor can actually handle, that's actually going to be a little different for everyone. You know, you basically I mean, you know the range that you should keep that motor in, but you're going to have to basically, I would just run as much power as I could with it staying in a comfortable temperature range. As long as that motor's not overheating or getting warm, you know, too hot that you can't touch that motor and keep your hands on it, because that's the only thing that's going to destroy it is the heat. And I mean, you know, just monitor that heat. And that's going to be different for everybody based on the impedance and everything, or whether you got a 5T or a 3.5T running the same amount of watts. You know, the two, even though it's the same amount of watts, one's going to get hotter than the other one because they both have two different impedances. And, you know, that's going to determine how much current is flowing through those phase wires and how hot that motor is going to get. But anyway, like I said, that motor that I have on my bike right now is the supposedly 8 kilowatt 273, and I'm running right now 36 kilowatts through that motor. And my motor runs cool, doesn't even overheat. You know, that also it helps if your system is efficient. A lot of times when stuff is overheating, that's because stuff is, you know, not as efficient as it can be. I've tweaked and tuned my motor as far as, you know, you can change the impedance of your motor with the wires, and I'm not going to go deep into that. But my impedance on my motor is very low, so it runs nice and cool, and I don't have any issues. But even before I did that, I was able to run that amount of power through there. It's just now, it's just a lot better. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Even those little stock e-bikes you buy, or like a Super 73, something like that, that says 750 watts. It's 750 watts because they got a little teeny ass, what are they, like 15 amp, 10 amp controllers in there. They're really small controllers, man. But even those motors, you can probably run 4,000 or 5,000 watts through those motors. I've done it. Now, those geared motors, you don't want to run too much through the geared motors because of the torque, and they got those little plastic planetary gears in there, and you will snap those. They're actually nylon plastic. But if you upgrade it to the metal gears, you can run more power than that. So, if you got an e-bike and you worried about it, you want to know how much power you can run through that motor, you can run a lot more power than what you think is rated at. Anyway, we'll talk a little more about that another time. Like I said, I just wanted to test this connection, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. Matter of fact, let me show you something real quick. When I said I was going to talk about these motors, because I dragged this thing out for a reason, so I might as well show it. Now, this right here, I don't know if you can see this, but I have right here, this is an NB Power 50H 5T, which is a V3. Pretty much the same as a QS205. I mean, it's NB Power's version. It's basically still a QS motor. NB Power put their name on it. That's all. But on the inside, it's the exact same motor as far as the V3s. Now, even if you look up this motor on the internet, what happened to my damn mouse? Wait a minute. Let me use the one over here. Bear with me, guys. You know I just be winging it on shit. But okay. If you look at this NB Power motor online, damn, it moved what I had pulled up. But anyway, they had one up here, same damn motor. They claimed that motor could 12 to 16,000 watts, and then they had other ads for the same exact motor with different wattage ratings. So like I said, man, it's really based on the controller all day long. And you know, like I said, the phase wires that's on there, and how much current can actually get to the motor. You know, that's another thing. If you're running high power, you want to not only see if your motor's heating up, but feel the phase wires. If they're getting hot, you need to upgrade your phase wires to some heavier gauge phase wires, for sure. But anyway, that's it. I see a few people was saying a couple things on here. Let me see what y'all talking about real quick. Like I said, I wasn't going to really stay too long up in here. Dual battery connectors. Somebody asked me about some dual battery connectors. What about them? What do I think about them? I don't know. Which ones are you talking about, man? They got like a gazillion, not a gazillion, but there's quite a few of those. You know, just make sure you're running some connectors that can actually handle the amount of power that you're running. And like I used to tell people before, because a lot of those connectors aren't really rated at high amps. That's why you see on some batteries, instead of having one heavy gauge wire and one connector, they'll be using like 2 8-gauge wires with 2 connectors. So if one of those connectors is a 160 amp connector, instead of using one, they'll use 2 so they can run more amps on it. You know, you can do some stuff like that. But anyway, like I said, fellas, I just wanted to test this stream. I'm going to do another live stream later on this evening, and then I'll be ready to take all kinds of questions, and we'll go from there. But anyway, so somebody, I mean, can somebody at least let me know? Am I lagging? You know, is it stuttering or anything? It looked like it's running smooth on what I'm looking at, but it's a delay, so it's like 30 seconds behind. But I mean, it might look good because I'm, you know, I'm right here. Hopefully, it's all right. Lipos. Appreciate you on the video. It's good. All right, guys. So that, I mean, like I said, that's it. It just was a little test stream. Appreciate you guys. Maybe around 9 o'clock, I'm have another stream, and we'll get in deep. All right. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Deuces. We out.